You won't believe what my sister did to me. She actually framed me as a terrorist to kick me out of our house. I know it sounds crazy, but trust me. This is a wild ride you don't want to miss. Hey, everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, here I am. And today, I'm sharing a story that left me absolutely shocked. So I have this sister, let's call her Sarah. We grew up together, sharing everything from toys to secrets. But recently things took a turn for the worse. You think siblings would have each other's backs, right? Well, that's what I thought too. Until I found myself caught in a nightmare that involved betrayal, chaos, and my own family turning against me. So grab some popcorn because this story is going to blow your mind. Alright. So let's rewind a bit. A few months ago, everything seemed normal. Sarah and I were just your typical siblings, arguing over the remote, stealing each other's snacks and laughing at our inside jokes. But lately I noticed some changes. Sarah started acting really weird around me. She'd give me these side glances and seemed to get irritated over the smallest things. At first, I brushed it off thinking maybe she was just going through something. But then it escalated. One night she accused me of using her phone without permission, which was totally false. I could feel the tension building. But I had no idea how far she was willing to take it. Fast forward to a few days later. This was the day everything went downhill. I was hanging out with some friends when Sarah came bursting into my room, looking frantic. She started yelling about how I was hiding something from her. I tried to calm her down, but she wasn't having it. I noticed she was acting paranoid, and for a second, I thought maybe she was watching too many crime shows or something. But then I saw the look in her eyes. It was like she was planning something, and that's when I started to get really worried. Little did I know, she was about to pull off the ultimate betrayal. So here's where things get really intense. A couple of days later, I was chilling at home when suddenly the doorbell rang. I opened it, and there were police officers standing there. My heart dropped. They asked if I was your name. And before I could even respond, they started searching the house. I was confused and terrified what was happening. Then they told me that someone had reported me as a terrorist. I was completely stunned. I knew right away that Sarah was behind this. I mean, who else would have the motive to twist the truth like that? It all came crashing down when they pulled out a screenshot from social media that Sarah had sent them claiming I made threatening posts. I was like, are you kidding me? My mind was racing, and I couldn't believe my own sister would do this to me. The chaos that followed was unreal. My parents were called, and the look on their faces was pure disbelief. I felt so betrayed and alone. It was surreal, like a scene out of a movie. Except this was my life. I couldn't understand how Sarah could turn on me like that. After what felt like ages, I finally managed to convince the officers that I was innocent. They had to take my word for it since they found no evidence against me. But the damage was done. My parents were furious and hurt. And the trust in our family was shattered. I confronted Sarah and she just laughed it off, saying she was only trying to protect herself. It was heartbreaking to see how far she would go to get me out of the house. In the following weeks, I had to work hard to clear my name. I gathered proof that I had never made those posts and showed my parents the truth. It took a toll on my mental health and I felt isolated. My relationship with my family was strained, and I didn't know if things would ever go back to how they were. It was a long process, but eventually, my parents came around, and we had a family meeting to address everything. It was tough, but it felt good to finally be honest about what happened. Through this experience, I learned some valuable lessons about trust and family. I mean, I never thought my own sister would stoop so low, but it made me realize how important it is to communicate. We had to rebuild our relationship from scratch, and it took time. But I think we both grew from it. I've learned to be cautious about who I trust and to always stand up for myself. Family should lift you up, not tear you down, and it's crucial to know the difference. Now I keep my circle tight and I know who I can rely on. So that's my story about being framed by my sister. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this crazy situation. Have you ever been betrayed by someone close to you? Share your experiences in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story and want to hear more wild tales from my life, make sure to hit that subscribe button and check out some of my other videos. I've got plenty more stories to share, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.